Brock Lesnar spotted with an interesting new look, Malakai Black on WWE's 90-day non-compete clauses, and Sasha Banks sends a message to WWE after winning an ESPY Award. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Brock Lesnar spotted with an interesting new look. Brock Lesnar's WWE status seems uncertain right now, but he is expected to return at some point in the future. Brock Lesnar hasn't been seen for nearly a year and a half, with his last WWE appearance happening at WrestleMania 36 in 2020. While Brock Lesnar would normally have been scheduled for appearances later in the year, that wasn't the case as his WWE contract quietly expired in the summer of 2020. With speculation about Brock Lesnar's WWE return, we found out his latest move. He joined the Bearded Butchers, where he was able to show his butchering techniques, and it sounds like something Brock Lesnar would do in his time away, as he's known to be an avid hunter. The Bearded Butchers are located in Creston, Ohio. The closest that WWE will get to Creston, Ohio is on the July 23rd episode of SmackDown. Since Brock Lesnar resides in Canada, the instant speculation will be about his seemingly inevitable WWE return. Brock Lesnar's return to WWE seems inevitable now that live crowds are officially returning this week. It makes sense to bring him back and put him on a slightly more regular schedule. Andrew Zarian of the Matman podcast revealed that while Brock Lesnar's chances of appearing at SummerSlam seem unlikely, his return is still going to happen at some point. We don't expect Brock Lesnar to return to WWE with this look. It seems to be an appearance that he maintains outside the ring. Brock Lesnar has always been quiet about his private life and has no activity on social media. Perhaps that is a part of his allure as a megastar. Becky Lynch calls retired WWE Superstar best in the biz. Former WWE Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch has posted a story on her official Instagram handle wishing TJ Wilson a happy birthday. TJ Wilson turned 41 years old on July 11th. He received birthday wishes from several WWE superstars on social media. Becky Lynch has now posted a throwback picture from backstage on her Instagram account on which she can be seen embracing Wilson, saying, quote, "Happy birthday to the best in the biz at TJ Wilson 711, end quote. TJ Wilson, also known as Tyson Kidd, retired from pro wrestling due to a spinal cord injury 6 years ago. He has been an incredibly valuable addition to WWE in the backstage capacity since he stepped away from in-ring action. Wilson is currently working as a full-time producer for WWE. He has produced a string of iconic matches over the years, including the history-making women's main event match at WrestleMania 37 that featured Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Here's what Wilson had to say about producing the bout, saying, quote, "So when it's the main event of WrestleMania, it's almost indescribable. And I'm not that we're gonna sit around and take credit for other people's work, but it was a fun process and it was a hell of a performance to watch and to be a part of. Even a small part of it, or whatever part of it I was, it was very cool to experience the entire thing from start to finish," end quote. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and several other female WWE stars have praised TJ Wilson in the past for his work as a WWE producer. The Sportskeeda wrestling community wishes TJ Wilson a happy birthday. Malakai Black on WWE's 90-day non-compete clauses. Malakai Black, formerly known as Aleister Black, made his shocking debut for All Elite Wrestling on AEW Dynamite last week. Many believe that due to the standard 90-day non-compete clauses, Black would be unable to work elsewhere until September, but a clerical error on behalf of WWE changed all of that. On a recent Twitch stream, Malakai Black was asked about United States President Joe Biden, who is currently looking to change non-compete clauses in the country. While Black says he understands WWE utilizes non-competes, he believes there should be some form of middle ground, saying, quote, "There is a middle ground. From a business point of view, I understand having a non-compete. As a person who works on TV, I understand that they want separation between you going from one place to another. I get that. Do I think it needs to be 3 months? No, that's the standard contract. Obviously with me, you guys know what happened. Something definitely needs to change, and maybe there needs to be better prior notice. One of the things that I don't think is completely accurate is, hey, today we decided to do that and we'll follow up on it. I think you need a little more notice, but it's a different process, end quote. While WWE currently makes the rules regarding how non-compete clauses work, Malakai Black believes that Biden will look to make these type of clauses fairer for both the employer and employees in the future. Corey Graves says top WWE star is close to surpassing Brock Lesnar. WWE Raw commentator Corey Graves believes that current WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is close to eclipsing Brock Lesnar in WWE. Reigns, over the last year, has been at the top of his game, with many considering him to be the best pro wrestler in the world at present. The Tribal Chief has shown a different side of his character on WWE TV and has wowed fans with his dominance and versatility. On the After the Bell podcast, Graves drew comparisons between Reigns and former WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, stating how the Tribal Chief is close to battering the Beast incarnate, saying, quote, "I love Brock Lesnar as WWE or Universal or any champion because Brock Lesnar. People go, oh, Brock's not here every week. That's okay. Bruno Sammartino didn't defend his title every week. He didn't do it on TV for free every week. It was an attraction. It was a video game boss in real life. Lesnar was that dude. That being said, Reigns is very close, dare I say, eclipsing to Lesnar, but you can't leave Brock out of the conversation," end quote. On the same podcast, Graves spoke about top NXT star Karrion Kross and how the current NXT champion is similar to Hall of Famer Goldberg. Brock Lesnar's last WWE appearance was at WrestleMania 36 in 2020 when he faced Drew McIntyre. Lesnar lost the match and, in turn, the WWE Championship. The WWE Universe hasn't seen the Beast incarnate since, and it's a mystery as to when he will return. His contract with WWE ran out last year, but there were reports that he would return for this year's SummerSlam pay-per-view. A recent report has indicated that Lesnar may not feature at SummerSlam, and WWE reportedly wants Lesnar to do live shows, but the two parties couldn't work out a deal that would have seen him return to the company. Sasha Banks sends a message to WWE after winning ESPY Award. Banks and Bianca Belair have made WWE Universe proud by winning the award, and the duo is getting showered with praise from fans and fellow superstars on Twitter. Banks and Belair won the prestigious award for their history-making SmackDown Women's title match to headline Night 1 of WrestleMania 37 earlier this year. This was the first time in the company's history that two black women headlined the show of shows. Sasha Banks took to Twitter soon after winning the award and sent a message to WWE, saying, quote, "We did it. Let's make more magic, WWE," end quote. WrestleMania 35 in 2019 was the first time that women headlined the grandest stage of them all, with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey competing in a triple threat match for the Raw and SmackDown women's titles. Bianca Belair won this year's Women's Royal Rumble match and earned an opportunity to compete for Sasha Banks' SmackDown women's title. Banks and Belair are two of the most talented athletes in all of WWE, and fans had high hopes from their WrestleMania encounter. The latter's comment about the match following her big win perfectly encapsulates how much it meant to her, saying, quote, "It all hit me again right then. I'm in the ring with Sasha Banks in the main event of WrestleMania, making history. My family was there, fans were there for the first time in over a year, and it all sunk in. I became overwhelmed with the significance of the moment," end quote. The match lasted just over 17 minutes, with both superstars doing everything in their power to come out with their hands held high. It was Belair who scored the win when all was said and done, and left the ring with the SmackDown Women's title in her hand. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure to follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.